Hello there, Holotable Heroes. Crumb here along with SWGOH from Capital Games, and this month we're experimenting with our usual Road Ahead format. We have many exciting things to show you today, and we'll share some very important changes coming to characters in the future. We'd love to hear your feedback on this new format, and let us know if you want to see more videos like this. There's a ton of information on upcoming units, features, and dates, and it goes without saying that these details and times are subject to change as we get closer to release. But first, let's dive into some exciting new units that are coming to Galaxy Heroes, and here's your community manager, SWGOH, to tell you more.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are stoked to share with you 3 brand spanking new units coming to Galaxy of Heroes. One of them is a new capital ship. With Admiral Piet at the helm, the massive Executor is coming to the game in a new Journey Guide Fleet Mastery event. Is that what we're calling it? Alright, cool. While it's an Imperial capital ship that can work well with an Empire fleet, there's a certain faction that has needed a capital ship for a while now. You've been asking for it, and here we go. Bounty Hunters are getting a new capital ship of their own, and it makes a lot of sense because we all know that Admiral Piet is delighted to lead a fleet of bounty hunters.
Bounty hunters? We don't need that scum.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure they'll work that out. Executor focuses on providing the bounty hunters with a capital ship that synergizes with Breach and helps bounty hunters take out their target. We'll have more details to share closer to release, but I'll tell you this much, the Executor's ultimate ability, it's gonna blow you away. Maul is back, baby. Turns out, Maul didn't die when a young Kenobi decided to divide him in two. This version of Maul represents his journey during Season 7 in the Clone Wars, robot legs and all. I hope those are under warranty, Maul. Maul is one of my favorite characters, and we really wanted to do him justice. His kit and animations pay homage to one of Maul's best moments on screen, his incredible duel with Ahsoka Tano on Mandalore. It's probably one of the most visually stunning lightsaber duels of the entire series, and let's face it, that whole series is packed full of them, so chef's kiss for that one. Just called Maul now. He's lost the title of Darth. Somebody got demoted. And also thus loses the Sith tag in-game. Season 7 Maul is out for revenge, and he has a new status effect called Anguish, which deals himself damage while boosting his offense and enabling extra abilities and effects. There's one thing Maul hates more than anything else: Kenobi. He is one of the few character kits to have a direct call out to specific enemy units, and Maul gets extra stacks of Anguish whenever he faces any of the Kenobis in our game. There's a few.
Kenobi!
He's also an unaligned Force user and will strengthen a number of dark side teams, but the real surprise here is that he has a certain tag. What is it? It's Mandalorian. That's right, while he's not a Mandalorian by birth, his kit pays tribute to his time as the leader of Mandalore. So when Maul is in the leader slot, he has the Mandalore status effect until he is defeated, and then passes the mantle on to the character that defeated him. Aw, souvenir. Maul will be available in an upcoming conquest, and you'll get your first look at his endgame abilities when? Soon, TM.
There's still one more character we're on to today, but before that, I want to make sure you know about the expansion happening to Relics in general. Relic 9 is coming, and along with some other character changes that we're about to talk about, Relic 9 is going to be very valuable for tanks and characters that rely on survivability. We're currently looking to launch Relic 9 around the end of August, and stay tuned to the forums for more information how you're going to acquire that and when it's all coming out. One more exciting unit to share with you today, Lord Vader. I'm sure no one expected you, and you're all surprised that Galactic Legend and the dark side counterpart of Jedi Master Kenobi is none other than Galactic Legend Lord Vader. Lord Vader is a unit that represents Anakin right after he falls to the dark side. His kit taps into that unbridled rage he shows off during the end of Revenge of the Sith. Lord Vader's kit has 2 new status effects: Ashes of the Republic, which gives Lord Vader's abilities additional effects, and Underestimated, which stacks up over time to empower him with even more additional effects. Similar to how Commander Ahsoka Tano works great under Jedi Master Kenobi lead, the new Maul from Conquest will bring up Lord Vader's squad to the next level. And you can find the first requirements on the forums right now, as a matter of fact, and there's a sneak peek at the 3rd set of requirements. More on why that's the case in just a moment, though. The first set is available in-game on July 28th. We've got the second set coming out on August 11th, and the final group will be available on August 25th. So, Lord Vader joins the Holotables in early September, so get ready to crush the Republic and join the dark side with an exciting new Galactic Legend unit. An important announcement we have for today is around upcoming character changes. I'm sure you know that it's extremely rare for us to go back and change a character if we don't have to. So when we do, we really don't want to take this lightly. This is a big undertaking for us, and it's really necessary for the long-term health of the game. So the main change we're talking about today is that we're removing the ability to ignore defense from several characters, while we're going to add or maintain their utility in other areas of the game. So these units pose a significant balance concern for Galaxy heroes, and as the game grows, that concern continues to get amplified. It's diminishing our ability to use defense in the future as an interesting and valuable stat, and restricts our design space when our team is working with new characters and events and wants to do something awesome. These changes are going to allow tanks and future units to use defense in new ways and not be one shot off the board. Like right now, defense is trivialized by the number of units that have a high amount of defense penetration or just completely ignore defense entirely. We're providing most of these units with some additions to their kit to offset the parts that were removed and returning some of the resources you used to upgrade them. If you've got a Darth Vader, a General Skywalker, a Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, and or a Wat Tambor at Relic 8, we're going to return those units to you at Relic 7, and the resources you spent upgrading them will be sent to your inbox. The details of what's getting added or removed are available right now on the forums, so you can go check those out and read those, but these are not going to go into effect for about another month. This is to give you some time to make an informed decision on whether you want to re-relic those characters or use those resources somewhere else, depending on how you feel about those changes. And in the spirit of that, it should come as no shock to anyone that General Skywalker is going to be needed to unlock Lord Vader. So keep that in mind, that if you're going for the new Galactic Legend Lord Vader, General Skywalker is going to be required at Relic 8. It's also why we're announcing him as a requirement today, even though he's in the third group of requirements. So I'm sure the big question a lot of people have is, why are we doing this now? Well, this has been a problem when we've been designing characters and events for quite some time, and it's only getting worse. We could, absolutely keep kicking this can down the road, but right now there's a narrow amount of design space for designing characters that are below Galactic Legends. Everything we do has to account for this immense defense penetration, and I think Sith Eternal Emperor is a really good example of this. He had to have several specific balance changes just to account for General Skywalker. This expands his kit to have a bunch of caveats and make sure that something as powerful as Galactic Legend isn't trivialized by older kits. But we really need to serve two goals simultaneously. On one hand, we need to change some aspects of these characters for the long-term health of the game, not only for the additional design space, but also for the characters that are already dealing excessive damage in certain scenarios right now. On the other hand, these characters are really important characters, and a lot of players have them highly upgraded and really use them for their utility against Galactic Legends. So the core of the issue becomes, how do we maintain their identity, but also maintain much of their effectiveness? We always want to preserve a unit's original identity when we go make changes, and the overall value of the character should stay the same for players, but it's partly subjective, and it's a really tricky piece for us, and the impact of these changes are going to vary widely based on where people are on their journey and how their rosters are right now. So we really have to ask ourselves, and the community, you guys, do we maintain these characters' effectiveness and at a similar power level in most other scenarios? Well, do we maintain their appropriate feel as a character in the Star Wars universe is super critical for us. So ultimately, we got to serve both of these areas, and we have to address, of course, the modernizing these units and also making sure that this is a valuable thing for players to still have part of their roster. In addition to these changes that I've just talked about here, we're going to be looking to bolster Galactic Legends' competitive viability with a few changes to sort of maintain our vision of Galactic Legends as the top of the meta, the big thing that everyone's shooting for, and it should be something that's, very powerful and very exciting to unlock. As we add more GLs, though, we want to shore up their spot at the top of that meta and treat them, more like raid bosses, which we've kind of done already, but we really want to solidify that position. So there's going to be several changes to kits that are going to have, Galactic Legend exceptions very similar to how they have raid boss exceptions. And one of the characters, though, that we really want to call out specifically is the Dark Trooper. A lot of people have upgraded and invested, resources in this character to counter Galactic Legends specifically. So for this character, we're going to be returning them to you at Relic 5, and any resources used past then are also going to be sent to your inbox. And these are some big changes that we have to consider, really carefully how we launch them. So, of course, we take these all very, very seriously, and changing a character post-launch is always a last resort for us. But in this case, it really opens up the design space for new characters, reduces the number of specific workarounds we have in kits, and creates a much more healthy meta long term. Inflating the size of the kits isn't fun for you to read or understand, or for our designers to create, and it really sucks when a good idea gets left on the table because of these mechanics. We really want to create a cool and exciting characters for you to play with, and this helps us keep doing that and keep the game healthy for years to come. Again, these details are available on the forums right now, but they're not going to be going into effect in about a month's time, so you can think about them and decide how you want to use those resources. But we want to let you know in advance this is what's going to be happening, and so you can make a smart, informed decision with your resource.
Conquest 7 has some big changes coming and a thoroughly overhauled experience. Conquest 7 will have new bosses and boss modifiers, all themed around the upcoming release of Maul. So I guess you could say it's an over-mauled experience. The new Maul will be available as a reward for this event, and the next 3 conquests will be all about Maul. All about Maul, 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 Maul. There will also be many new data discs and consumables to keep mixing up the formula. There are some very powerful data discs like Defensive Formation that causes an ally to recover protection whenever they attack out of turn. That sounds awesome. Or Steadfast Focus, which makes allies immune to ability block, daze, and stun for a couple turns at the start of battle. Maybe you have one of the many debuff focus teams, or you just care a lot about thermal detonators. Then you might want to look out for Thermal Exhaust, which is, whenever an enemy gains 5 debuffs, they also gain a stack of thermal detonator. Oh no! There are also many new consumables, some of which are tailored to specific factions or provide new mechanics. Turn the tally tables on the enemy squads with a consumable for your Galactic Republic team that reflects damage. It's just like the pesky enemy modifier that you've been like, but now the power is yours. Do with it what you want. Conquest 7 has changed up the cost for swapping data discs as well. So we're going from Conquest Currency to Conquest Energy. With the release of exclusive characters for Conquest Currency, it made swapping out data discs too costly a proposition for the players that are trying to get Ahsoka or Maul. We're going to be switching things up a little bit. Conquest 7 will not be launching right after Conquest 6. There will be a slight delay as we need additional time to rebalance and refresh the entire experience. So we're planning to condense the time between the next several conquests, however, and our goal is to still run 3 conquest events over the next 3-ish months. You'll be able to earn the same amount of rewards over this period of time and obtain Maul like you would have without the short delay. We hope Conquest 7 is one of the most exciting and challenging conquests yet. Check out the forum thread for a preview of some of the new data discs, consumables, and boss modifiers you are likely to see in Conquest 7. A quick reminder that these are still being balanced and may change before the final release. Coming soon to a screen near you, I'm so excited. Community members take on the Galaxy of Heroes developers along with Crumb and myself in a special Grand Arena event that we are calling Speed Grand Arena. Okay, we're just doing it. This fall, we take some of your favorite community members and pit them against the people who bring you Galaxy of Heroes in a unique and extremely fast version of Grand Arena Championship. Contestants will need to battle through each Grand Arena sector and know which matchups are going to make for the fastest wins or slowest defenses. So we're going to bring our A game, and I'm sure the community members will as well, so stay tuned for more information on when and where you can find this epic confrontation.
One final reminder that the details in Road Ahead are all subject to change. These events and characters are still in development, and there may be some final tweaks before we get to launch.
Thank you for watching Galaxy of Heroes July 2021 Road Ahead. There's a ton of new units and changes coming to the game soon, TM, and we hope you are excited as we are.
We'll have more to share as we get closer to each release, but for now, we really hope you enjoyed the Road Ahead format experiment. We'd love to hear your feedback on this. If you liked it, if you didn't, please let us know on the official forums or any of the places you chat with us.
Yeah, let us know what you think. From everyone here at Capital Games, see you on the holotables.